What is up, y'all? What is up, y'all? So this is take 2 of me reading through the patch notes. Sorry for being late. I literally did a patch note video. I recorded one. I was yapping for an hour, and when I was editing it, I found out that I accidentally muted myself the entire time. So that's 1 hour video down the drain. So, and then after that, I just like, it was like late at night. So I was like, man, you know what? Let me just go to sleep and just wake up and let's do this. So we are here with the season 2 patch notes for Gekishin Squadra. Now, the first time around, I went really in depth about the patch notes, but I think I'll just try to condense this down way down, because there are some changes that are bigger than others, and I want to focus on the bigger changes first and foremost. Okay, now let's go to the patch notes. So here we have Bojack. He gets his skill 1 damage increased by a lot. His level 1 is now as strong as his level 3 before, so we'll see a lot more Bojacks now. His skill 1 does a lot more damage. His skill 2, the time that it takes to explode is longer. So that's very nice. Allows you to set up those orbs a little bit better. And for skill 3, he gets the movement speed down effect boosted up to 40%, which is a massive buff to skill 3. You love to see it. That level 3 is pretty good actually. And one major buff is he's able to act out of his skills a little bit faster. His skill 2 is massive by half a second, so he can move half a second faster basically. And for Psycho Thread, he just moves like a few frames faster, which is very nice also. So we're gonna see a lot more Bojacks. He's gonna do a lot more damage now. He's gonna act a lot faster, so very good. I like to see him more in line with the other characters. I do think he needs a little bit more of a buff, maybe on his rush, attack a little bit. I think his rush attack speed could be increased just a little bit, especially because his rush attack is kind of in like burst. He like kind of does like a little burst. He's like that's kind of like Bojack's like thing. Like he does his key blast in burst. So it would be nice if maybe the time between bursts can be reduced. That would be amazing there. Next up, we got my technical main, Android 17, getting his cooldowns reduced for skill 1 and his skill 3, which is very nice. Having the skill 1 cooldown be reduced to 8 seconds is huge. I did think that Android 17's cooldowns were a little bit too long for what he is. They gave him super long cooldowns, so I'm glad to see that his cooldowns are getting decreased. His skill 3, I think it should lose maybe 2. I think maybe it could be 13 seconds. I think that would make Android 17 a little bit more viable, but the fact that they also buffed the duration of the like extra HP bonus you get for your barrier, for both your barriers, the duration is now 2.5, which is huge. So I'm really loving this change. You could really snipe people with the barrier ball. The barrier ball is actually like a pretty goated ability. So I'm very nice to see these Android 17 buffs. I do think the skill 3 cooldown needs to be a little bit shorter, but other than that, he is looking pretty good here. Now for Super Oob, I wish they did more. They just decreased his cooldown on his skill 3. I think Oob would benefit from just a little bit more damage. If he just had a little bit more damage, I think he could be I don't want to say the word viable, because he is pretty good, He's just not in line with some of the like top of the top tiers, if y'all know what I mean. So if we could see Oops damage be boosted up just a tiny bit, that would be great. Next up on the buff list is the Brewer. Now this is another big buff, right? So Bojack got a big buff, Android 17 got a big buff, and now the Brewer is getting a big buff. His petrification gauge builds up so fast now. His petrification gauge is crazy fast, so be extra careful doing that. The Darkness Spear did get nerfed at level 3. It got nerfed to level 3, but level 1, like early game fights, the Brewer should be looking fairly disgusting early game. And then he gets movement speed down on his skill 3, which is a nice quality of life, you know, making things all right. I do love this. The movement speed down is kind of annoying though, and the dot damage, oh my god, the dot damage is crazy too. So be on the lookout for more Dobruras for sure. So there we go. There's all the buffs. I'm really glad about the Android 17 buffs because I play Android 17. But yeah, I kind of wish to his skill 1 is all right. It's just maybe skill 3 cooldowns could be reduced. That would be great. Maybe increase the rate in which he gains his extra gauge. That would be a good change as well. All right, next up here. Now I never expected them to touch divine cards and helpers. Did they touch divine cards his last patch? I think so, but like they weren't like big changes, but these are huge changes for the green cards right here. So we have build up, all defense increase effect up 20 to 30, steel skin, damage reduction rate increase 8 to 10, guardian angel damage reduction increase from 15 to 20, and defense step damage reduction rate against supers increase to 75, and damage reduction against attacks other than super attacks to 30. So build up and defense step got major buffs. Like I could see like people building these two all the time now. Steel skin and guardian angel, I'm not sure how good these could be, but I'll just have to use these guys in games just to check, because build up is, I love, like build up, I always go build up. That's the, I wish I like put the picture up, but yeah, I on tanks I go build up, and then defense step is very nice. Getting that 75% damage reduction is very huge. 75%, huge. So I really love the fact that they buffed the green cards. Our characters are a little bit more tanky, because damage was out of control. Like genuine, like damage was out of control. So very nice to see them buff that. The helpers. So ride. I'm gonna talk about ride first, because ride is completely useless. I've never seen anybody use ride. If ride could take you like to like the tower, maybe it'll be cool, but I honestly don't see ride being that great ever. So push the Botamo, the force movement distance increase from 3 to 5. This is actually pretty huge. You just put them down and like push people away. Good for denying area, an area for an enemy. You could put them in like a really bad spot and make them have to approach the boss, like the boss is a certain way, approach the towers a certain way. So very nice to see this push get buffed. The attack buff going from 125 to 350 is huge. Huge. 125 to 350. Now we're gonna see a bunch of the DPS people that use the mayor dog. We're gonna see their damage ramp up very highly. But with the defense buff here, I think this is Kaba, right? This is Kaba. With the defense up, it should mitigate the attack buff. So these kind of like counter each other. I'm not sure which one beats the other one, or if they go neutral, but I'm gonna guess that the attack buff is just slightly better. But there is that. The quick zone. This is bubbles. The movement speed effect went up to 50%, which is huge. So bubbles, people are gonna be flying around the map with bubbles. So very good that they changed the divine cards and helpers. Love to see that they're looking into those and changing them. Next, on to the nerfs. So Super Saiyan 1 Goku gets his Meteor Hammer damage decreased by a lot. Pretty much by, I just want to round by 100 damage. So his Meteor Hammer will be significantly weaker. So now Goku Super Saiyan 1 isn't really like top dog anymore. I would give that to Daima Goku right now, because Daima Goku is pretty nuts. Next up is Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Grim Reaper, as people love to say. So his Super Kamehameha, first hit damage decreased 720, 800, 960 to 450, 500, 600. So he's losing 300 on his like skill 1 base, and he is losing about 200 on his IT Kamehameha. And the follow-up attacks are all buffed to 130. So this will like, this makes up for the decrease in the first hit damage, but we'll see his damage be decreased by a lot. And I love this change where his instant transmission is moved a little bit further from the target. It allows you to aim the Kamehameha just a little bit better, get into better position. So I really like that change right there. But they really like gutted his damage. So will we see Super Saiyan 3 Goku? I think so. The instant transmission for instant rotates is too clean. It's too good. And also the Dragon Fist, a huge AoE area, big damage. So I don't really see Super Saiyan 3 Goku or Super Saiyan 1 Goku going anywhere soon. But they just aren't like gonna be the top dogs anymore. Next up is Cooler. So he gets his base HP and armor decreased by a significant amount. I'm not sure how this will affect Cooler. I'm not sure if this is enough to make Cooler like bad, but just more in line with the other tanks such as Vegeta and Zamasu, I think. Immune to all effect duration increase. This is a slight buff to his passive. Now they last a little bit longer, which is very nice. The cooldown on his skill 1 does get increased though from 4 seconds to 6 seconds. So that's two whole seconds, along with the Death Stopper gaining a 2 whole seconds on the cooldown. So Cooler is going to be very slow now. Now he's going to be playing a very slow. You can't be as aggressive with Cooler. You really can't be in their faces as much anymore. So we'll have to see how these nerfs affect Cooler. I don't think this drops Cooler. I think this makes Cooler from going from like a Z rank to like an A rank. Like I still think Cooler's gonna be pretty good. His kit is just amazing. I really like his kit. And also his skill 2, the effect duration is increased to 1.5 seconds. That's a huge increase. Essentially gaining an extra second, which is huge. So he could just stay in that a little bit longer and get his like passives up and stuff. So a very nice Cooler changes, putting him more in line with the tanks. Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa skill 1 Storm Kick cooldown increase from 6 to 7 seconds. I kind of wish they did more with the Storm Kick, maybe reduce the taunt to 3 seconds, level 3. I think that taunt is too strong for Khalifa. I truly do believe taunt and provoke are probably the strongest status effect in the game right now. So I really hope they nerf the taunt soon, because it is pretty annoying when I just have to sit there for 5 whole seconds not doing anything because the Khalifa is taunting me and I can't do anything about that. Skill 2 projectile speed decreased. They gutted the speed of this, so Khalifa is going to be moving way slower. So you just can't like instant burst anybody like anymore. You just can't like jump on them instantly. That's nice. And then the her barrier cooldown increase from 9 to 11 seconds, but she also gets the increased effect duration such as the same as Cooler essentially. So the skill 3 is basically the same as Cooler. That's whatever. Her skill 3 wasn't really that strong. It was good for like blocking projectiles, which is pretty strong. But I didn't think like I didn't think it was strong enough to warrant a nerf. So whatever. I think the skill 1 needs a mage, and the fact that they didn't touch the taunt at all baffles me. I think they need to decrease that taunt to 3 seconds, because man, that taunt is crazy, man. Next up, there a minor nerf for Frieza. The cooldown by canceling the skill is increased from 4 to 6 seconds. This is very nice. I kind of wish they nerfed Zarbon's damage. If they nerf Zarbon's damage, I think Frieza will be more in line with the other technicals. That's just my 2 cents. And Gotenks, I really didn't think they needed to touch Gotenks at all. They did increase his cooldown on his skill 1, but I think if they wanted to nerf Gotenks, I think going for the ghosts is what they should have done. I think going for the ghosts, nerfing his ghosts will put him more in line with the other technicals. And then with the mini Son Goku, aka Daima Goku, the Pansy Wasabi Bomb gets a damage decrease. The secondary explosion got gutted from 1600 to 1250, but that is still enough to burst down the enemy, because if we look at over here, the pre-nerf Goku was at 1200. So basically Daima Goku is more in line with how Super Saiyan 1 Goku used to be, so he still has a major damage. I don't think this nerf is gonna affect Daima Goku's reign on the game. I think Daima Goku is still pretty nuts. His entire kit is nuts. He just does so much damage still, so even with this nerf, Daima Goku ain't going away. And I don't understand why they nerfed Major Metallic here after they got rid of the Steam Bun, so beats me. Adjustments, Destructo Disc on 18 from 123 to 222. I did not think they needed to change this at all. It's a nerf to our level 3. I really didn't think they needed to touch 18. The fact that she's so squishy makes up for the fact that she does so much damage, so I didn't think they needed to touch 18 at all. And then next one is adjusted is Vegeta. Vegeta gets his base HP and armor adjusted. He is a little bit better in the early game, but he does taper off in the end game, so there is that adjustment for Vegeta. Now, none of these are really important. You know, Gekishin burst system is adjusted to correctly increase damage. You know, you get your rank adjusted at the end of the season. Typical bug fixes, yada yada yada. They put 2 of these right here. They didn't really pay attention. The one I want to talk about the most is this. So after the patch, after all the balance changes, the most important thing is right here. So now we get to put a preset function on our divine cards. So very nice. You just make the preset, add it on the character in the character select. Bada bing, bada boom. You don't have to worry about selecting your cards ever again. I love this. I love how like you just auto it. So very, very, very good change with the divine cards being able to set a preset, a deck. So I really love this change right here. So now you're not like fumbling, like trying to choose what card. You just kind of set your own cards up, and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. So very, very, very nice here. So there is the patch notes. Bojack buff, very nice. Gonna see a lot more Bojacks. He's gonna be his damage. I hope he's more in line with the other characters. Does this push him up to like top tier? No, I think it just puts him more in line with the other characters. 17, I really love his buffs. He really needed the cooldowns reduced because yeah, like waiting for his cooldowns, it was crazy long. He had crazy long cooldowns, so very nice to see that they are decreasing that. Oob needs more buffs. Debrua looks pretty fire. The Vine cards look good. Helpers look good. The Goku's got nerfed, which is pretty nice. Whoops. Goku's got nerfed, which is pretty nice. Kula got nerfed. I'm putting him more in line with the other tanks. Caulifla needs more nerfs, I think. Frieza needs more nerfs, I think. And I think everything else is looking pretty good. There goes the season 2 patch notes. If you enjoyed watching this video, please remember to leave a like down below. Please, because this is the second time I'm recording this, please like the video and leave a comment on what you think about the patch notes. Do you like the changes? Who do you think they should change next? What cards, what helpers, like what do you think should happen in the next patch notes? Please subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.